Oh man, woo, hoo, hoo, hoo. We are back with another episode of IBTE Sports Podcast. You got your boy Lawrence, Kenny, Phil, and then Crybaby now, man.
Oh damn!
Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
Why you got now?
I'm
gonna have to talk
You know what
about
I'm
it.
saying? Yeah, like yo, listen. The
Kenny got his snacks. I got my drink.
We're gonna open the show great.
Wow.
Look, we're gonna open up great because I just want to say is everybody's petty to me, and I just sit there and I take it. I just roll with the punches.
Shut the fuck up.
The minute I say something back,
Oh
it's a
my
problem.
God.
It's a problem. But you know what? Hey,
Shut the
listen,
fuck up.
7 weeks in a row, baby. That's all I gotta say.
With somebody else's team.
Kenny, how you feeling, man? How you feeling? What's up with you, man?
I feel lovely. College basketball's back. Falcons are still going to win the division.
No.
Well, they are. So yeah, there's nothing for me to be upset about right now.
What about you, Neil? What's up with you, man? What's going on?
Shit. No, I don't got nothing to say. Basketball sucks. NBA basketball sucks ass.
Oh damn! What was this a week ago?
Stay away.
Shit is terrible. It's just ridiculous. Motherfucking starters getting pulled down 13 with 5 minutes left. They're pulling the starters.
Actually, yeah, I can't comprehend how they determine when to pull the plug. Because in basketball, you can go on a run, but like I said, 5 minutes left. You're down 13.
Tracy McGrady went on a 13-0 run in like 5 seconds.
But we've watched the Warriors score 12 points in literally 30 seconds. So I don't know.
Steph Curry goes on 12-0 runs by himself.
Right. So I don't get why we're pulling guys.
I don't understand.
5 minutes left.
I don't understand.
And remember the play-in tournament. They're all going to actually play. Last night was the mid-season tournament, and all those blowouts happened, and all those guys didn't play.
Yeah.
It was cute for 2 weeks.
Yeah, they said, yeah, we really don't care.
Or it's just or you can look at it the other way and just it's an outcome of the play-in tournament. Teams are playing a lot harder, and other teams aren't like getting up for it. You know what I mean? Like the Mavs are coming in and thinking the Pelicans are a walkthrough, and the Pelicans are like, well, we got guys on our team like Jose Alvarado, for example, who could really use this $500,000, right? Like we're gonna come out here and we're gonna ball the fuck out, or somebody like that, like. And they're going to come out and they're going to smoke your ass because
those are the teams that are going to win this thing.
Right, exactly.
It's not going to be one of the favorites. It's going to be a team that's filled with mid-level contract guys that need the extra money. Like even Kendrick Perkins said it when he was in the league. He was like, what I would have done just for a $500,000 check for winning a tournament. He was like, that's awesome. So something like that, I mean, look at the Pacers. The Pacers last night beat the fucking Sixers. The Sixers were like minus 300 to win that game.
And 17 assists.
Well, then look at a team like Boston with their contracts, like Kristaps, Tatum, Brown. Like they don't need $500,000.
Even guys like Derek White, like he's been in the league now for like 5 or 6 to 7 years and gotten a contract. Like he's got money. They got money. But like a Payton Pritchard or like a Sam Hauser or somebody like that. Luke Cornett's been in the league for forever as well. Like these guys have been making money, but like younger guys like that, which the team doesn't really have a lot of, but like the Pacers, they came out last night and balled the fuck out and beat the Sixers. So it's a team like that, like Kenny says, is going to sneak up and win that shit.
Yeah.
And then Adam Silver is going to be like, this didn't go as planned. Nobody wanted to watch Charlotte versus Detroit.
Yeah. Or people will come watch it because it's going to be hard playing basketball.
Like somebody like me is more inclined to watch it because I like college basketball more nowadays, and those teams are filled with the young stars from college, so you will be able to get a new audience.
So right now, East Group A, Pacers sit at the top, 2-0. The Heat are 2-0 in Group B. Group C, it is the Celtics pending tonight. They're 1-0 right now, and then after them is the Brooklyn Nets at 2-1.
I think it's only Tuesday and Fridays group play games.
You'll know when it's game time because
the courts are nice.
They have the new court.
I think they did say Tuesday and Fridays.
And then Group A, West Group A, Lakers and Jazz are 2-0. And then you got the Denver Nuggets in Group B. They're 2-0. And then kind of the rest of them, they haven't played all their games yet. The
Before
Rockets are playing really good too.
Before we
Shout
get
out to the
into
Rockets.
NFL, we should just touch on basketball real quick, just to talk about the NBA
that's
standings right now. I mean, we're not really midway through or anything like that, but we got
10 games in ish.
About 10 to 11 games in. I mean, the Lakers are winning games somehow, and they're not playing good at all.
What LeBron say?
He's
Pittsburgh has been outgained in every game.
Yeah,
they still 6-3.
Right. Like, they're not first in the West, but they're not out of it either. They're 6-5 right now.
Shout out Cam Reddish.
Denver's 9-2. I don't really know if anybody's gonna beat Denver this year. They look very
they're looking like the best team in the NBA right now.
They look like repeat offenders. To be honest with you,
He said repeat offenders.
The 76ers are the 76ers. They're gonna do whatever, and then Joel's just gonna not do shit in the playoffs, and they're just.
Maxey has been performing though.
They're gonna phase out. The team that's surprising me the most in the East right now, I would have to say, is probably either the Pacers or the Nets. The Nets are playing really good basketball this year, and I don't really know how because they don't have a single star player.
Well, they turned it around last year after that trade too, though.
Yeah, plus Ben Simmons hasn't played basketball before the injury.
I mean, they just know how to play good basketball.
It's reminiscent of the Knicks, though, because regardless of what Knicks fans want to believe about Julius Randle and Jalen Brunson, they don't have a star either, but they win games. But when you get to the big stage, you need a star, and that's what's going to hurt them.
Yeah, and
plus they got Claxton.
Which showed last time.
And the Pistons being 2-10 is kind of surprising to me. I thought that they would actually do a lot better this year. Kate Cunningham coming back off his injury. They have a really good roster with a bunch of guys that they are balling out and play good basketball
right now.
And then the Western Conference, I'm looking at the Phoenix Suns. I know that they don't have their full team yet, but they still have Yusuf Nurkic and Kevin Durant and Eric Gordon. They got guys. There's
Booker's
no reason.
Been playing he's not playing.
And Booker
played
the first couple games.
And Bradley Beal's
got Beal
today,
back.
So no big three yet at all.
I don't understand what
Booker's
doing.
playing tonight.
Yeah,
Beal's not playing.
They just announced Beal being out today.
Wow.
Literally right now, or 5 seconds ago.
And if you
can
want,
we also touch on the fact that we were? Well, I know I was. I think everyone else was in agreement. The LA Clippers experiment. Why did everybody think that was just going to work? They're all old.
Yeah, and we're talking NBA right now.
Honestly,
touching on
their
NBA
game against the Nuggets is probably the best game with that group. But I mean,
yeah,
when you
watch them,
they don't look good.
That's what I'm saying. You don't watch and say, "Oh yeah, this is definitely a contender team."
Yeah, they're big.
I think right now for that team, if I'm looking at the Clippers. Right now, I'm thinking right now we got to bust up this whatever, right? I know they just got Harden, but
trade for a big man.
Paul George, not even a big man. Zubac is fine.
No, they've been getting destroyed in the paint.
The problem is just you have there's too many cooks in the kitchen. Harden, we already know does not really he doesn't really want to step aside. Paul George has an alpha ego. These aren't bad things. But you just can't have four guys that all want to be the guy.
Someone said Wedge George on Twitter.
Let's
take a shot. Wow.
It's just not a good it's not a good meshing group of superstars.
And they didn't even need Harden. I don't even know why they traded for him.
When you saw Kawhi Leonard when he won the championship in Toronto, he was the guy. He had Siakam who knew how to play number 2. He had Fred VanVleet that knew how to play number 3. He had guys that knew how to play with him. When he was in San Antonio, he was still the guy. Even though he was young, he was still the guy. Tony Parker did his thing. Tim Duncan did his thing. But Kawhi Leonard was the guy.
Now no one criticizes Kawhi though right now because he has.
Which I don't understand why. Because Kawhi's always been the lover boy of the NBA. I've never seen Kawhi ever get scrutinized for doing anything.
You know why? Do you know why?
He don't say anything.
Because he was a Spur. No, because he was a Spur.
He was a Spur, and everybody hates LeBron so much. Hate to bring it back to him, but it's the truth. Everybody hates LeBron and that Heat team so much, and Kawhi was the face of that team when they beat him. That it doesn't matter what Kawhi does for the rest of his career now, because let's call a spade a spade. He forced his way out of San Antonio. No one said nothing about that. Yep. What did Toronto didn't re-sign there to go to LA and form a super team? No one said nothing about that. He's done the same thing that every other superstar did.
He did the same thing that LeBron did. He did the same thing that Kevin Durant did. He's doing, and not to mention, but this is not even just it's also a San Antonio Spur thing, because you look at that franchise, for some reason, anybody that's ever been a Spur for a long period of time, for some reason, never gets any hate. And I don't understand why. I don't know if it's because they play for Popovich or what, but they never get any hate. Like Manu Ginobili never gets any hate. Tony Parker never gets any hate. Tim Duncan Tim Duncan. All I hear about is how Tim Duncan's the best power forward of all time. Who the fuck plays? Okay, of course he is, because who else is labeling themselves as a power forward in the NBA? We got a lot of good power forwards in this league. Tim Duncan. Yeah, that's about it.
No, because to be honest, if you ask me who would you rather have, just from
Kevin Garnett,
Tim Duncan or Kevin Garnett, it's Kevin Garnett hands down. But when you ask the general media, they will bend over backwards to tell you why it's Tim Duncan.
Yeah, it's crazy, and I don't get it. I don't understand. I mean, Kawhi Leonard is great. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
I mean,
I was gonna say Tim Duncan didn't really have flash too. Kind of hurt him too. So.
Lowry, why is he saying Lowry?
No, because when you were naming the Raptors, you didn't say Lowry for Kawhi's team.
I thought Lowry
was on Siakam,
the Heat. Wasn't Lowry on the Heat?
No, Lowry was the starting point guard.
Oh, I thought Van Vliet was the starting point guard.
Van Vliet came off the bench.
And then got paid after?
Correct.
And then also now jumping into more of the Western Conference standings, you're looking at the Grizzlies and you're looking at the Spurs right now. Like Grizzlies, I mean, is it a direct implication of Ja Morant, or is that roster just not very good?
The roster is not very good.
I don't think adding Ja Morant makes you win more, 10 games.
No, I agree.
They look bad.
They look bad all around. Like
Dylan Brooks.
Like Desmond Bain doesn't even look good. And yeah, I mean, he brought heart and soul to that team.
He's going
locker room guys. It's tough to laugh at it, but locker room guys make a difference.
They make a big difference. I mean, a guy that comes on the floor and he's gonna some guys don't have that shit in them to say I'm gonna go get their best guy. Like whenever they get on the court, they're like, I don't want LeBron, or
I'm not trying to
curse. I'm not trying to guard KD right now, but you already know as soon as Dylan checks into the game, he's going to check up their best guy. That's just what he's gonna do. And some guys don't have that shit. I don't know. The Grizzlies don't look good at all to me right now. I think they are a big contender for a trade deadline type team. They're going to buy. I don't think they're going to sell because they still got young core, but they'll definitely buy. And I think the Lakers could definitely do something this year. Their roster is very good. It's very sneaky good. Last year was really, really bad, and they made some changes and got really good at the deadline. And I think this year, if they go out to the Clippers and say, what do you think about giving us Paul George? Or we go out to the Bulls and say, what do you think about giving us Zach LaVine? Or DeMar DeRozan.
It really isn't crazy to think that they would ship off D'Angelo Russell for one of them.
D'Angelo Russell is terrible. That's what I'm saying. D'Angelo Russell is I got to look up this.
If you're the Bulls, what do you have to lose at that point? Because it's not like D'Lo is.
And
he's younger than DeRozan, and he's actually younger than both of them.
Also, he's 26. Also, he's the Bulls have no point guard. Lonzo Ball is never playing basketball again.
That's right. So if I'm the Bulls
and I really got Kobe White right now, but
Kobe White's been an experiment for 5 or 6 years. He stinks.
Kobe White is great to come off the bench to spell your point guard, but if he's your starting point guard,
kind of like a Tyus.
Yeah.
How do you spell D'Angelo Russell's first name?
Isn't it just D''A?
Oh, okay, it's D'Angelo.
I think it is. Yeah.
Snitch Russell.
I forgot about that. That was a crazy time.
Kobe was in the league still.
Yeah.
Kobe was on his team still.
How disappointing was it that last night Chet and Wemby?
Oh my god!
I didn't watch it.
Oh, what fucking shit!
It was I think Wemby had 8 points. Chet had 9 points. The highlight of the night was the freaking jump ball picture they showed that looked like aliens.
That was literally the highlight. Basketball. That was literally the highlight of the night.
Yeah, because I like you, Lawrence. Their arms were taller than all 3 of us combined. I've just never seen anything like it in my life.
Wemby had 8 points and Chet had 13 points.
Like if you had aliens come down from planet wherever and you showed them that picture, they'd be
not even.
To play
neither of them scored double digits last night. Chet had 9. Wemby had 8.
Yeah,
that's fucking insane.
But then they actually played the game, and it was like, oh, and that should have been the game where they both dominated because they were going against stick figures.
Yeah. D'Angelo Russell actually has his plus minus is 3 this season. His career plus minus is terrible, but he's averaging 18 and 7 with 2 turnovers a game. Not terrible as a point guard. He's having a pretty good start to the season, I would say, this year. But I long term,
he's
not even long term, but short term, if you're trying to go to the championship and get a ring, I think you go get a guy like a Zach LaVine because LeBron can play point guard.
I was just gonna say, and then when LeBron has to sit, because if LaVine has to run point for a little bit, that's
what
they do with D'Angelo Russell now. That's why Russell's numbers aren't terrible this year, because he's not being asked to be a point guard, because he's not really
for the first 7 games of the season, Austin Reeves was the fucking point guard.
Right. It's like D'Angelo Russell brought him off there.
And that's probably why, because if D'Angelo Russell wasn't playing, like, Reeves was the point guard, and that's why his numbers were down, because Reeves is not a point guard. He may think like last year he was not the point guard. He handled the ball, but
from when they have him as a starter and coming off the bench,
because it's crazy. He's a starter. He's 100% starter caliber in this league. But right now, after his big contract, I feel like the pressure is very heavy on this kid right now. He's a young blood, and he just needs a little bit of. I mean, he's playing with fucking LeBron James.
Well, and the thing, people have to realize sometimes too, like, just being good doesn't mean that you have to start in the NBA, because you need somebody in the second unit.
Look at Lou Williams.
Look
at Jamal Crawford. Like two of the best scorers of all time.
Well, even go back, look at James Harden when he was in OKC.
When he was in OKC.
He was the third best player on that team, hands down.
Yeah.
But they knew we need somebody to be a spark when we have to give Russ and KD a break.
Klay Thompson came off the bench before he became Klay Thompson. Like, these guys just did. Steph Curry wasn't the starting point guard for a long time.
Right. They tried to make Monte Ellis the point guard.
Monte Ellis was dropping 60 points and no other stats. That's it. Monte Ellis would only score. He didn't try to do anything else. Like, that was it. Monte Ellis would just go to the fucking free throw line. Man, there were some good players back in those days. Like, Tyreek Evans just slips under the fucking radar. Like, he was such a good fucking basketball player. There were so many good players back then. They would thrive in today's day and age. And I bet you they look at the game now.
Tyreek Evans is supposed to be the one.
I know, but I bet you if they look at today's NBA now, they're probably like, damn. Like, guys are resting. Like, star players don't have to play basketball every night. Like, guys can just sit at the point line and not dribble and just shoot basketballs.
So before we go to NFL, what did y'all think of the Draymond situation?
Oh man.
I'm fully bought into the conspiracy theory that him, Jaden, and Klay Thompson decided they wanted to load manage but didn't want to get fined. I'm completely buying into that.
So did you see, by any chance, the Barstool podcast with Pat Beverly today? So Pat Beverly said every single time Steph Curry doesn't play, Draymond Green tries to get himself thrown out of the game.
No, that was Rudy Gobert that said that, I think.
No, Pat Beverly said that today on the podcast.
I thought Rudy said that.
Well, maybe I don't know, but Pat Beverly said he quoted what Rudy said.
He's quoting the tweet. Rudy tweeted that after the game, basically saying
it's true.
That's why he did that.
Rudy did say that. Yeah,
I think seven out of the 9 times that Curry wasn't playing, he got ejected out of the game. Before the first half.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Something.
And but also, just to touch on that whole situation again, everybody knows Rudy Gobert is like one of the most hated guys in the league.
In the world, almost.
I didn't know the history between him and Draymond. Somebody put a thread together on Twitter, and it was like 15 to 17 tweets.
Well, it's not just Draymond. It's really Rudy Gobert is just with everybody. Like, nobody likes him.
That's why Donovan Mitchell said it's me or him.
Yeah, like he was like, I'm not playing with him anymore. Yeah. He's like, I'm not playing with him anymore.
Well,
Lawrence,
he single-handedly gave that whole locker room COVID, because when people were taking it seriously, he was like, "Oh, this is a joke," and was like coughing on everybody,
coughing on shit, and like
then
touching microphones and
stuff.
shit. Yeah.
When he was feeling sick and purposely like telling his teammates, "Oh, this is bullshit," and coughing on them, like you don't do that stuff. Like, if that's just one thing that we know about, what else was this man doing?
Yeah, and also Pat Beverly said, he said, "Cat is just a fucking." Soft. He's like, Cat is soft. Like, we're like literally. He said like your teammate, your big man, like your partner is in a chokehold, like trying to scream for his life.
Bro.
And Cat's like sitting there like,
come on, guys.
Like, what are you doing?
It's just a game.
Ant 2, bro.
That's what they said. Ant 2.
Because especially what happened Sunday, because I watched both games. I was watching Sunday when him and Ant were going back and forth the whole game, and then he fouled him, pushed him into the crowd, and then he said, I don't know if you guys saw the leak audio.
Yeah, but that leaked audio you sent, it got real. I started watching it for a minute though, and Ant, he got quiet for a while though. Like, Draymond kept going off, and then Ant just like, I don't know, he was tough at first, but then it was kind of like he was like, oh, all right, like, I don't know,
because he was going to the free throw line too.
True, but
Yeah.
is he a fake tough guy?
I don't know, but he definitely bust their ass though.
Oh no, he did. But maybe that was when he was like, I'm just gonna go into game
I mean,
mode.
he did pretty good acting in the movie.
Definitely put like 35, 6 and 6 on their
head. No, he let his game do the talking, but I was like, Ant, what's going on, pal?
I mean, and then you got on the other side, you got Ant Davis.
I'm just
Ant
waiting
Davis
for somebody. I thought Ant was gonna say. When I listened to the audio, I thought he was gonna say, "I'm not Jordan Poole." I'm waiting for somebody to say it to him. I know it's coming.
Ant Davis on the other side, in the other LA game.
Yeah, he threw Aldama on the ground.
Aldama right on the ground, and then Bane stepped up to him, and AD was like, "Boy, you don't want get the fuck out of here."
Bane was like, this.
Bane was like, "Oh yeah." He got him out of there real quick
with his T-Rex arms.
And
you can't even reach.
Yo, whose man's is this? Whose man's is this?
You can't even reach my head.
Come on, man.
What are you doing, Dez?
He's like one of those toy boxers. You had to press the Rock'em robots.
Oh man!
But definitely, so far the NBA's. I mean, besides the blowouts, I don't really remember there being this many blowouts in the beginning of the season last year or the year before. But the blowouts are kind of crazy right now.
Yeah, it's just I don't know. People get behind and they just
start doing crazy. Is it a conspiracy theory
shit
by these players to say, "See, even if we don't load manage, this stuff still happens"? I don't know. Tune in next week to find out.
I don't know because I don't think they load manage this early in the season. They usually wait till after. They usually wait till around Christmas.
Right.
After
so
Christmas
is that why the players are saying look, we're not load managing. There's still blowouts. There's no difference. Let us sit out.
I mean,
conspiracy?
Here's the thing, though, is that the tickets still get sold for a blowout, though.
Yes.
The tickets are still getting sold because they're going to see Luka go play against Zion. And then next thing you know, with 15 minutes left in the third, Luka's on the bench because they're down 50. And then everybody clears out the stadium. But those tickets all got sold. So the low management.
Like what's worse, going there to watch Luka play?
Oh, it's way worse. That's way worse.
It's like I would
100% rather go for a game that's the tickets won't be as expensive resale because Luka's not going to play and get to watch a good game or whatever, than go and spend my money to watch a 50-point blowout and Luka sit the bench for the whole third and fourth quarter and watch guys.
At least let me see Dinwiddie play all 4 quarters and go hard.
Dinwiddie plays for the Nets.
Well, I was just using him as an example.
Yeah, but I agree with you. But the way the NBA looks at it is, I would rather take all the profit up front and.
But also though, people don't know that Luka's not playing till the day of. Your ticket's already purchased anyways.
True.
If I'm going to see Luka next week at the Garden,
I wonder how many tickets get purchased day before or day of before a player's news gets dropped.
I would think it can't be much though, because you'll have season tickets. Then somebody coming from out of town is not buying their
ticket. Most of those tickets is already sold.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
the most of the tickets we see online are resold.
Yeah. So I wonder if it's
because if I'm going to see Bron play at MSG, I'm not waiting until the day of or the day before to buy the ticket. I bought that now.
Yeah. That's true. Yeah, I don't know. I hate the load management thing, to be honest with you. I hate it personally
I do too.
Because one, I play fantasy basketball. 2, I fucking gamble, and 3, I love to watch NBA. So if you're load managing, bro, nothing was worse than when I went to. What actually happened to me? I went to the Lakers game. I went to the Lakers game in LA. It was actually the last Lakers game that they won for the season. It was February. I forget what day. February 20th, I think. AD was there. Robert Woods was there. There was a whole bunch of players there from the Rams, and LeBron was going back and forth with I forget who it was on the other. It was Donovan Mitchell, I think it was, and AD Anthony Davis got hurt the first 5 minutes of the game, and I was sitting there and I was like, bro, are you serious? I'm in LA, great seats, and AD just gets hurt, a broken ankle. They literally put him in a wheelchair and carted him off the fucking court. And I was like, bro, you can't. Oh, yeah,
that's when he
serious.
Came back early in the playoffs that year, and he looked atrocious.
Yeah, that was the season. Yeah. It was crazy. And I was like, damn, of course, my luck. But I got to watch a good game. LeBron dropped 45. It was fucking insane. It was great. It was my second time I went to go see a LeBron James game, and he played this time. The first time I went to go watch him in Cleveland. Instead, Kyrie, he didn't play. He got injured or was sick or something, and Kyrie took over and dropped 50. I watched Kyrie drop 50. It was crazy. It was crazy. Watching a player do that shit on live, when you're seeing it in person, it's different than watching it on TV. When you watch, I watched Isaiah Thomas drop 35 in TD Garden. and I watched Harden drop 45 in the same game. Like, they went back and forth. It was crazy.
Yeah, I got to watch the Suns and Mavs in Dallas.
Oh yeah.
Where all 4 or 5 of the stars dropped 30 apiece.
Isn't it crazy?
It was like every shot was.
Bro, it's crazy. Like, just being a fan of basketball and playing basketball my whole life, whatever. Like, when you see that shit in person, you're like. Like, I did go to the Pelicans too when AD was there. He dropped a 30-point triple-double too. He's unstoppable. Okay, it was because
any rebound. No,
Boogie wasn't there.
He was hurt.
Damn.
This is when he started. He just started getting hurt for the Pelicans, and then that's when.
Yeah, that was when they first traded. When everyone was so excited, he got out of hell, and they were about to go nuts, and then
he just hasn't played since.
Pretty much.
Yeah. China, Colin.
Well, I guess we could flip over, Lawrence. And I think if we're gonna flip over, the first thing we need to talk about, I think before we touch on our topic of the night, our title topic of the night, the first thing we need to talk about was this highly discussed thing these past couple days, especially in New York, is the demise of the Buffalo Bills.
Oh, thank you for bringing it up.
Well, damn. It's about to be a segment, huh? It's about to be a segment.
I think Lord. I think being loyal New Yorkians, being Yankees, we have to talk about we have one real football team in New York. The New York Giants and the Jets play in New Jersey. They don't play in New York.
Yes.
All right? We have the Buffalo Bills. That's Orchard Park. That's like 3 or 4. That's like 4 hours from us right here. All right, you're saying it ain't far.
I just would like to point out that, like my good pal Nick right now, he says he has 3 types of outcomes with his take. I just have 2. I'm either right. Nope, I'm either right or I'm eventually right. At no point have any of my takes ever been wrong. Ever. They always come true. I told you guys.
Just wait for it.
Stop praising Josh Allen and putting him in the conversation with Patrick Mahomes. Was he good? Yes, even great.
Brandon said the Bills are trash.
But to say that this guy was ever in the conversation with Patrick Mahomes is disgusting. Let's go, it's not even close. This team is not good. They're 5-5. They might not make the playoffs. Like, I'm so glad you brought this up because I wanted to bring this up.
So before Kenny brings up some,
I know everybody got something to say.
Before Kenny brings up some actual cold hard facts and stats about this trash team, I just would like to make a couple talking points.
Good Lord.
Number one, A, B, C, D, E, F, G through fucking Z is, as Buffalo Bills fans, as Sean McDermott, as Bills players, you have to thank your lucky stars that Aaron Rodgers got hurt first game of the year. Because if Aaron Rodgers is on that New York Jets team, you are dead last in your division.
But guess what?
Last.
You still lost the game.
I would say dead last. I wouldn't say dead last.
They're gonna be third. Okay, they wouldn't be dead last. That's right. I forgot the Patriots are in that division, but they'd be third in that division. Yeah. Number 2, your roster is terrible, and it's bad because of multiple reasons. But I've mentioned this before, and I'll say it until the cows come home. You do not pay a 40-fucking-year-old defensive end $100 million at the end of his career. That's the end of his career. He just came off a long postseason with the Rams and won the Super Bowl, and he was fighting for money. The Rams didn't want to give him money for a good reason because they knew, the doctors knew, they saw him in practice every day. They saw this shit.
The team that he just revitalized his career with just told you, like OBJ.
I'm gonna go be Lawrence. I ain't gonna be here. And so they say no to him after he just went and helped them win a Super Bowl. So you say, all right, come over here and let me give you $100 million. So right. That money that I'll let you go after this, Kenny. But that money could have went to how many defensive backs did they lose in the offseason? The Bills, or how many defensive stars did they lose in the offseason that they could have had?
Trey, they lost
Edmonds. Yep.
They lost Edmonds. They lost defensive.
It was a nice run. Trey White, retire. Retire. It's over, bro. You can't.
So I'll pass it over to the boy.
Let's listen to their remaining schedule, shall we?
Oh, nah. It's about to get real.
It's brutal.
Ready?
It's brutal.
Okay. The New York Jets. You know what? I'll give it to them. They shouldn't get swept by the Jets. So now we're looking at 6-5. Okay. Philadelphia Eagles, 6-6. Kansas City Chiefs, 6-7. Dallas Cowboys, 6-8. The LA Chargers, don't be shocked if they're 6-9 after that one. Patriots, 7-9.
Yep.
Dolphins, 7-10. 7-10 is a real possibility.
You want to know why they're 7-10 and that loss goes to the Dolphins? Because they're going to Miami where it's hot.
Oh yeah, and
the
it's
temperature
January in New York, so they're going to be used to negative 10-degree
Lawrence,
weather.
that temperature gets real rough down there, Lawrence.
But there is a very real possibility that they don't win 8 games this year.
Here's the thing. Now, after listening to that schedule and after seeing what's going on in that division right now, which we know Mac Jones is probably done as the quarterback in New England. Bill's probably coming up on a retirement pretty soon. New England's not going to be this bad for much longer. They got draft picks.
Oh, yes, they will.
You think so?
Yes.
You think that they'll go? Do you think that they'll be dead last cellar dwellers for that?
Because you got to think about this. All that Patriots way is going to leave with him.
Well, Patriots way left with Tom Brady.
There was no such thing as the Patriot way.
But I'm just saying, like the makeshift of the positions and shit like that.
Yeah,
nobody's going to be able to run the defense the way he does.
So you look at that division around you.
That well? I think Tom put Band-Aids on that. That's a different topic for a different segment.
If you look at that division around you, I think if I'm the GM of the Bills or if I'm the owner of the Bills and I'm looking at my team after coming off of multiple failures, and I'm coming off of multiple failure seasons, and my team just won.
No, hold on. They got rid of the problem. They're going to go
undefeated
for the rest of the season.
I forgot they fired their offensive coordinator. I forgot.
Yeah,
that was the problem.
He was the one throwing the football. And
so he was the one throwing whole shots.
He was the fourth person on the field.
I think if I'm the owner of the Bills, I sit down, I have a real long conversation, I have a round table conversation, and I clean house. Defensive coordinator gone, head coach gone, special teams coordinator gone, and I bring in a full new coaching staff. Rather that be Bieniemy or somebody with that type of offensive play style that they can bring in and say, we are bringing in an offensive head coach now. Sean McDermott, thank you. You did great for us.
Yes.
Bye. And
McDermott might be the guy that he can get you to the hump, but now you got to get someone else to bring you over the hump.
Nobody wants to go to the Titans, bro.
I will say, not to the Titans, but I think Diggs is done after this year.
Yeah. So my thing is, right, there was Bills fans that had commented on my status and said that he's basically part of the issue and he's a crybaby and he's soft. I don't necessarily agree. If your quarterback is playing shitty,
bro,
and you let him know she's playing shitty.
But this started in the offseason, though.
Right. That's like they sat there and tried to make
Diggs
really tried to make people think that they were making stuff up. Diggs, your coach told us it was a real problem. Your quarterback didn't have your back and you didn't show up. It's a real problem. Don't get mad that people are talking about it. You made it public, and nobody did. No adult in the room sat down and said, "Let's brush this away." No, you all made it bad.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it's like unfixable. Like for example, that.
And Allen needs Diggs more than Diggs needs Allen.
So I mean, did you see the stats of Josh Allen without Diggs and the stats?
Yeah, like one red, one green.
Right. Like, did we all realize not for nothing? Like, again, I'm not saying Josh Allen's not good. Like, that's not where I'm going with this. But when did Josh Allen really start to become this? Oh wow, Josh Allen's a great quarterback. When did that happen?
Diggs.
When he got Diggs.
Oh, okay.
Diggs.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know if that relationship is unfixable. Like for example, like at the end of Jared Goff's tenure at LA, that relationship was unfixable. Like Sean McVay said, it was like an ugly divorce. Like it just needed to happen and it was done. I don't know if that situation's like that right now because I see Diggs. I mean, I'm not in there, but like the conversation of Diggs, wow, what do you think they're talking about? Like, you think Diggs is coming up to Josh Allen? Like, bro, what? Like,
no, he's probably bro.
Like, you think they're saying something to each other?
Yeah, they're probably saying something. Like in the middle of the game, you can see him. He's slamming the tablet and shit. He's like, "Throw me the ball." Like what?
I like that gift.
You throw it to Gabe Davis. He causes 2 interceptions. You throw it to Kincaid wide open. He causes an interception. You're not getting me the ball, and then I have to answer questions of why we lost because I'm not getting targets. If you give me the ball fucking 15 times, I'm gonna probably catch the ball and we're gonna move the ball.
And I saw some people compare it to Jamar Chase in that situation in the beginning of the season, but it's not really the same thing because Jamar Chase kind of knew he was playing with Joe Burrow at 35%.
Right, and he never called out his quarterback.
No, he literally just said, "I'm open 7-11."
Right.
Like
I'm always open.
Like there was a difference between how you can feel from the offseason. You just felt like something's not right here.
Yeah.
Now, my another question too is how is Josh taking this? Is he curling into a ball and like, yo, I can't deal with him in my face 24/7?
Yeah, I don't know. He doesn't seem like the type of quarterback to do that to me personally. He seems more like Josh Allen. The one thing I'll say about Josh Allen, to me, I think he's a good leader. I think he definitely knows how to lead a locker room. He definitely knows how to lead men in a football game. So I don't think it's that. I think he's actually trying to handle this shit on the down low, whether it be like late nights in the locker room or texting or whatever, doing some shit on the side. I don't know. That's what I would think personally, but I don't know. I mean, it very well could be Josh Allen's coach or owner or GM. I'm your franchise quarterback. I'm sick of this dude always saying this shit about me. Like that could be a possibility too. I don't know.
Yeah, my thing is always for athletics is when you get into the game and shit hits the fan, right? When you get to the end of the game, and if you look at the stat sheet, and did you do everything you could to win this game? Why is Stephon Diggs getting 5 targets in a game like that?
But here's the other thing, though. Not just that, but why is Stephon Diggs getting 5 targets in a game against a team that let up 70 points to another team in the league this year?
Yes, because I'm so tired of people. That was an anomaly. Okay, it was an anomaly, but they still allowed 70 points.
70 points is 70 points.
Right. They allowed, on top of that, they allowed 70 points to the Dolphins, who you then put up 50 on.
Right.
So...
Right. You could say, oh yeah, but the Dolphins came in hungry and the Broncos were sleeping. I don't want to hear it. For there to be 70 points, you look at that tape and you see the holes. You see where Tyreek Hill went for 250 or whatever he went for in that game. You see where Waddle went for 118, right? And you say, okay, well, why can't Stephon Diggs run that route? And Josh, why can't you find him there? Because he got 5 targets that game.
Well, and anyone who says that, that was, must win is the wrong word to use. But now you're 5-5, and I just told you what the rest of your season looks like. Did you really need to lose that game? It wasn't a must win, but it was we really need a win.
Obviously, I was gonna say, obviously everybody wants to win the game, but it's got to be so frustrating to Diggs get into the press conference, and they're like, "Oh,
what can he do
different?"
Right?
Yeah, it's like he can't even go in there and say, "Yo, I got the opportunity. I got 12 touches in that game. We just didn't get it done."
I feel like at that position, like at the wide receiver position, if you get asked questions about that, you just be like, look back at the tape. You'll see my game speaks for itself. Am I open on this route? Am I open on this play? I forget. I think there's a PFF grade that will show how many routes Diggs ran and was open for a pass. I would love to see the stats on that, because if he's 90% route running and 65% open, there's no reason why Stephon can't get the ball 65% of the time. You got to give him the ball on that. But I digress. I personally think the Bills have been overrated for years. I think Josh Allen's overrated. I think the roster is put together terribly. I think the money is spent in the wrong places. And I think the reign of the Bills in the AFC East is coming to a close.
Could we really call it a reign? It was 2 years.
I know.
I'm just because people are saying let's be honest.
He got drafted in 2018.
No, because Brady was there. Brady was in Tampa for 3 seasons.
He lost to Deshaun Watson in Houston at first playoff game.
Yeah, that wasn't. They didn't win the division that year though. So I'm talking about the only time they won the division was after Brady left. So they had a nice little 3-year run at top of the division. And it was cute, but so did the Tennessee Titans.
The Dolphins got it anyway.
South.
True. Yeah, true. The Titans were hot for a little bit too, with Henry and Mariota for a little bit too.
Not even Tannehill had them humming.
Yeah, that's true too. So Lawrence, we could talk about the one and only Burrow killer, CJ Stroud. I think personally.
They said MVP.
I hate tooting my own horn. Y'all know I hate that shit. But I said the Texans were gonna win 9 games this year. I said they were gonna win 9 games this year. I love their offense.
But who do you say was gonna win the NFC South?
I did say that the Panthers were gonna win the NFC South.
Do
they even have a win? Do they have?
You got to knock them down a little bit.
Do they have a win or no? I don't even know if the Panthers even have a win.
They're 1-8.
Shoot.
Yeah, one.
Yeah,
barely.
Bryce Young is bad. Bryce Young's bad. Let me just put it that way. Now, you think that the Panthers are looking at C.J. Stroud and they're like, damn.
You're right. Like we traded up and could have got him.
Damn.
Like we had our choice.
We had our chance. Like we could have had that. But we could be like the Rams. We could have had Carson Wentz. Well, we got him now. We got him now that we got him 8 years later. We got him. That's fine. But yeah, I mean, I love everything about the Texans. C.J. Stroud is unreal. He throws such a good ball. He keeps it out of the opponent's hands. He doesn't fumble. He's just a great fucking quarterback. And
he's an Ohio State quarterback, Neil. So
they don't win.
Clearly can't be good.
That's right. They don't win. I forgot.
Can't be good.
How many
didn't win the
interceptions did he
Heisman,
have?
right?
Like 2 over the year?
No, he didn't.
No, he has one.
It was one. I don't know if he got a second one.
Did he throw one against?
I think he
had
had
like
2 or 3 turnovers versus Cincy.
Let's see.
He had a fumble lost, and I think maybe
C.J. Stroud has 2 interceptions this year.
Honest opinions of Levis, I think it's too soon to tell. One game looked really great. Yeah. Last game did not look too great.
Versus Steelers.
He looks like he looks like a second-round quarterback.
Yeah, I mean,
it's gonna. There's gonna be growing pains.
His arm is, as I say, his arm is live though.
That thing, that's a 50 cal on his arm.
Yeah,
50 cal.
This dude he's running to the left, throwing out routes to the.
I think he's got a quarterback's best friend, 2 of them. He's got Derrick Henry and DeAndre Hopkins. So if he stays, if he does the opposite of Josh Allen, he should be okay.
Oh, you said DeAndre Hopkins. Going back to what Julia said, if Stephon Diggs, if he learns anything from any receiver before him, do not go to Tennessee. Receivers' careers die there. Ask Randy Moss. Ask Julio Jones. Ask DeAndre Hopkins. Ask Andre Johnson. I just named 4 all-time greats. What do they all have in common? They sucked in Tennessee. Don't go there.
Dookie.
You're also going to Tennessee with a run-first offense and has been a run-first offense for 25 years.
Unless they get an offensive guru, it's a wrap.
Going back to Andre Dyson.
Gurus. They had LaFleur. They had Arthur. Like, these guys were good coordinators, but they just can't. They don't throw the ball.
Not only do they not throw the ball, they haven't had good quarterbacks since Steve McNair.
Yes.
So he's dead.
They did nothing after going to Tennessee because their careers died in Tennessee. That's the
that
point
was the
I
point.
just made.
That was the point. That was the point. They had really, really, really good careers until they went to Tennessee.
Right. Like, you're telling me that Julio just magically fell off a cliff? Julio was still putting up, like, ungodly numbers in Atlanta, and then he went there and just all of a sudden now the guy's always hurt. I'm sorry, that doesn't make sense to me. Julio was not washed before he went to Tennessee. It's like, what are we talking about?
After Tennessee?
Yes. Tennessee ruined him. I don't know what they did to that man. Even actually, here's a better example.
They sat in pro style offense all day for Derrick Henry.
Julio Jones was not washed his last year in Atlanta. You can look it up. But A.J. Brown was good in Tennessee. Don't get me wrong. Now he's a top 3 receiver in the NFL. Are we wrong? Am I telling lies? Is that not the truth? Treylon Burks is one of the most coveted receivers in the draft. Has he touched the field? Am I telling fallacies here?
The year before Julio Jones, just for Jew, or whoever was saying Julio was washed before. The year before Julio went to Tennessee, he had 9 games played, 51 receptions for 771 yards, and 3 receiving touchdowns.
Okay, in half a season.
And that was in his 9th season in the NFL. So I mean, those aren't bad numbers at all.
What do I know?
And the year before, he played 15 games and had almost 1,400 yards and 6 touchdowns. So, I mean, you take that all day. Let's take that all day.
Let's get to these other games, man. 49ers.
Well, hold on. I think we need to talk about C.J. Stroud a little bit more.
Okay, yeah, I think he's amazing.
I got a question. Is he the front runner for the MVP?
I think right now, I'm so glad you asked that question because I was just going to say, I think right now, C.J. Stroud might be the front runner for MVP.
What's going to hurt him?
Is there any official odds out or no?
Yes, they are out. Preseason. They update every week.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I mean, they have to make the playoffs. I think if they don't make the playoffs, so that's what it is.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably gonna come down to him or Patrick Mahomes, just because it's Patrick Mahomes. But I think, like Kenny's brought up before, you get voter fatigue, and it's like, oh, Patrick Mahomes again. Oh.
They're gonna look for every excuse to not give it to Mahomes.
Oh, Patrick Mahomes again. Well, because if Patrick Mahomes if Patrick Mahomes doesn't go for 6,500 yards and 50 touchdowns,
it's a disappointment.
It's a bad season for him. But yeah, I mean, Lawrence, CJ Stroud. I mean, he's the real deal. I mean, that's potentially Rookie of the Year, Offensive Player of the Year, and MVP. Triple crown.
He doesn't get all three, but
why can't he get one of them? Guaranteed.
Is it possible?
It's possible because you can get Offensive Player of the Year and MVP. Matt Ryan got Offensive Player of the Year and MVP of the Year. He got it. Obviously, he wasn't a rookie, but Dak Prescott was in the running for all three of them that year. But he just got Rookie of the Year. But he finished second, I think, in everything else.
Wow, didn't know that.
And he did that. So not only that, but he played that game against Cincy without
Nico Collins.
Without Nico Collins.
Well, and even let's be real, when he has Nico Collins, who is Nico Collins? Like, he's made Nico Collins look good. Like, I mean, he's done this without having real weapons.
Look what he did. Look what he did to Noah Brown.
Right,
Noah Brown has had 300 reception yards in 2 games.
And Dameon Pierce has been out for how many weeks? I mean, remember the Buffalo Bills? Devin Singletary is not a good running back.
Oh, yeah. What he just run for 150 yards? 150 and a touchdown?
Yep.
Like, come on now. Like, that team is good. And I think DeMeco Ryans is a great coach. Like, the way that he has this young core buzzing on both offense and defense. And this isn't an offensive-minded head coach either.
I was just going to say, this kind of throws away to everyone's narrative about in today's NFL, you have to have an offensive head coach.
It does, but their offensive coordinator is also very good as well.
Well, yeah, so he probably won't be there long. But my point is, you could still look good. As long as you're smart enough to know, I have to bring in a great offensive mind.
Right. Which Buffalo. I'm not talking about Buffalo anymore, but yes. Yeah.
Ken Dorsey. Woo.
But yeah, you want to talk about San Francisco, you said? I don't want to talk about San Francisco, so you guys can talk about it.
34 and 3. The Jags got.
Yeah, congratulations. Brock Purdy looks good when he has a fucking Hall of Fame offensive team together. Congratulations, Brock Purdy.
Well, that's kind of like what we were all trying to tell you before. Like, we were saying, like, for what the team is around him, he is a good quarterback. Without that team around him, no, we're not talking about Brock Purdy. But with the Avengers, Brock Purdy is the perfect guy to run that offense.
I don't even think he needs. I think he just needs left tackle. He doesn't need Debo. I think he just needs the best left tackle in the NFL history on his team.
I mean, that's probably correct.
Like, he literally has Trent Williams. Trent Williams is that much of a difference maker that he has to. You have
more time. That's what any quarterback. If you don't got your blind side, the passing clock in your head evaporates.
Yes, and he is still a young quarterback too.
So he's like the older guys is like, I can stand in there a little bit, but him, he's like, nah, fuck that. Yeah. I'm getting rid of the ball.
Yeah, I was watching I was watching some breakdown on Purdy just because, and they say he throws off his back foot way too much. All this shit, but I was like, yeah,
you got time to fix it.
I've seen this. I've been known this.
You got time to fix it though. It's year 2, right?
Right. But their team, I don't think they can win the Super Bowl with him. I really don't. I don't think they can. I think if it comes down to NFC Championship game again with the Eagles against the Niners, I think I go Niners, or I think I go Eagles. I mean.
You were right the first time. We know what you meant.
Yeah, we know exactly what's going on.
Listen to your heart.
We already know it's going to be.
Do you know what's cool? We get to see that game in the regular season this year. So
that's this week.
Regular season don't mean nothing.
It's not this week.
It is
this week. This week is
Chiefs Eagles. That's gonna be a good game too.
Oh, Chiefs.
Kenny, guess what, Kenny? The Rams haven't beat the 49ers in the regular season in 6 years. Played them in the NFC Championship in 2018.
Guess what?
Hold on. He just said y'all said the 700.
Yeah, no, we're not. Why are we still talking about the Tennessee Titans? I'm not trying, but this is just ridiculous. Why we're spending time talking about Will Levis and DeAndre Hopkins.
That's why.
I understand that, but like they're 3-6. Like, who cares? I don't get it. Like anyway, all of us here, other than the game against the Falcons where D-Hop scored, 3 touchdowns? When did you watch it? Yeah, but I'm not talking about the Falcons. I understand that no one cares about us. Like just let's be real. Other than the game when D-Hop went nuts against the Falcons, when did any of us watch them this year and say, "Oh, D-Hop still got it"? Seriously. Am I making this up?
He had 2 games this year with over 100 yards.
Okay, thank you. That's all I'm saying. So
I was forced to watch the Titans because they opened up against the Saints.
And in that game, you say, "Oh man, I'm scared of DeAndre Hopkins."
Oh nah, it was like 18 field goals in that game.
Okay.
Oh man,
we've given them enough time today.
Oh man, is this? Do you guys think this is something? This is something for the Jags to worry about?
Yeah, 100%. 100%. 100%.
Yeah.
Bad way to come off of a bye week.
Terrible way to come off a bye week. Bad team to come off a bye week who also came off a bye week and was healthy, who was in a slump and knew they had to get their shit together and came up against a big team. They were starving for a win. Yeah, that brother's starving.
Well, and now too, because if you look back, because they were one of the hottest teams in football, let's look back at that stretch they had. They beat the Atlanta Falcons, who I just said were not that good of a team.
You just said they were going to win the division.
Yeah. Did you see the rest of our division? That doesn't mean we're a good team.
The Saints are in that division.
Okay, they're not a good team either.
The Bucks are in that division.
We lead by. I think we lead by a game right now.
Yeah, we have a better division record, but you have a better overall record. But we're not. All 4 teams in that division stink. Whoever wins that division.
Atlanta, and the Saints. They play 2 weeks
neek week. No, coming up the bye.
We have a
bye.
Is that the first game against them?
It's week 10 or week 11?
It's week 11 right now.
Oh, okay, yeah. Saints is on the bye week this week.
But Jacksonville, during their hot stretch, they beat the Falcons. Yeah, I just told you we're not that good. The Bills, who we just had a whole segment on. The Colts, who, they're the Colts. Like, they're playing with Gardner Minshew. The Saints, I just told you they're not good either. And the Steelers, who we don't know how the Steelers are 6-3, but they're 6-3. So when you look at it, their 3 losses are to the Chiefs, the Texans, the Niners. 3 playoff teams. I like the Jags. I like Trevor Lawrence coming into the year, but I don't know.
I really like the Jags. I really like Trevor Lawrence. The Jags defense has 4 first-rounders on the team. Like, their defense is legit. Their offense is not. And I don't know what it is. I don't know if they need another guy. Like, Calvin Ridley's very good, but, he's had 2 years off, 3 years off the NFL. Whatchamacallit's good, too. Christian Kirk's good. Evan Ingram's good. Like, they got guys. I don't know what it is.
Year, though.
Wait, you're saying he needs more?
I think he might need more.
What?
I have to have more.
What are you talking
about? Because if any other quarterback,
if we're talking about Trevor Lawrence needs more, he's not that good. Then
I agree with you. I agree
because the Redmond said the world that we've put Trevor Lawrence. If Joe Burrow, Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, Jalen Hurts, Dak Prescott, Josh Allen, Justin Herbert, if any of those guys had the supporting cast around them, we wouldn't be saying they need more.
Well, I don't think.
And also, they're still 6-3.
I think Trevor Lawrence might be a little bit less than what everybody wants him to be right now.
I think that Trevor Lawrence right now is in the Justin Herbert category.
And he's dealing with, he had injuries too early on that he's trying to deal with.
He's still been injured.
He still hasn't been able to throw as much as he wanted to, but
I would also really like to see, I hate to say it because you get the roster you get, but I would really love to see what Trevor Lawrence is without Travis Etienne this year, who's had multiple games with 2+ touchdowns.
He's been amazing this year.
But I don't take anything away from guys that have good guys around them, because that's the point of a team, is to put a lot of good guys on one team. So I'm not going to penalize you because
I agree, but I'm just saying, you look at, I know it's Patrick Mahomes, but you look at Patrick Mahomes, he's doing it by himself.
But we have to understand, that's a different caliber.
I know.
We're doing a disservice to everybody else if we try to say they need to do
it. They in a well-oiled machine.
I get what you're saying, that, but just in general, I'm getting tired of people saying, "Well, Mahomes, yes, but Mahomes, we haven't seen anything like Mahomes in a very long time." Right? He's an exception, not the rule.
Do you think that Trevor Lawrence has lived up to his expectations out of college?
I think that if we're judging a guy in year 3 after coming, then that's our problem.
So I don't even know. I don't even know if
I said it last year in the pod.
Personally,
Give him to his rookie contract is over.
I also think it's year 2 because I don't really want to count that
the Urban Meyer
with Urban Meyer.
I agree.
Who literally signed Tim Tebow on his team. Like
right.
I don't really know if I want to count that.
Too often we want all these quarterbacks to be Hall of Famers in the first 3 years,
like right away.
That's just not the case.
Not everybody can be CJ. Not everybody can be CJ Stroud.
I just gonna like you have CJ Stroud.
And listen, CJ Stroud might jump off a cliff next year. He might get the sophomore.
Like people forget
the film will be out. Yeah,
Patrick Mahomes didn't play his whole rookie year. Like Justin Herbert only got inserted because Tyrod Taylor got poked in the lung. Like
Goff didn't play his rookie year.
Right.
Carson Wentz did play his rookie. He did play his rookie year.
He wasn't supposed to, but he ended up beating out because Chase Daniel was just that bad. But
yeah,
he was not supposed to be the starter.
Tom Brady didn't play his rookie year.
Yeah,
there's guys that look at fucking Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers didn't play for forever.
Brett Favre didn't either. Brett Favre got drafted by the Falcons and traded because they didn't play him.
Kurt Warner literally came. Kurt Warner's a Hall of Fame quarterback. He came from the Canadian Football League. Like these guys, like it's weird. Football is weird. That position. That's
is
the
weird. Toughest. Yeah. So that's
just a weird spot. Like I mean, look at Bryce Young. All the talent in the world, probably the most talented quarterback in the draft, and guy can't get more than a win.
Yeah, but I hesitate on with the talent thing. Bryce Young, because the one time where I think you can use the talent against them is in college, because college it's recruiting level. So when you go to Alabama and you have the Avengers on your team and you're playing against a team that's feeling like a high school JV team, you should look good. He's
going out there looking to the left and his right, and he sees 35-year-old Adam Thielen as his number one.
Right. Well,
no,
let's be real. Yeah. Look at Mac Jones. Mac Jones was great at Bama, but people were smart enough to realize, like, okay, he's not the best quarterback in the draft, though. Like, people looked at Bryce Young and were just like, oh, this guy is awesome, even though he's 5'9" and can't see over his offensive line.
And then you got guys like Burrow, who was magnificent in college.
Welcome to Burrowhead.
Yeah. Like, Joe Burrow was magnificent.
Man, I can't fucking wait. I can't wait to the playoffs.
Herbert was a guy that was a stud in college.
AFC is so
Herbert played in Oregon?
Yeah.
Smartest
thing he ever did, go back to college. He would have been.
He said.
Kenny, I seen
what that draft order looking like. I'm going back to school.
I seen mock drafts for Rams insiders that have the Rams going to get Bo Nix.
GG's.
Yeah, and I said
he's been in college for 7 years.
No thanks, guys.
Any of those quarterbacks that are 25 years old, do not trust them.
25 or 30, you mean 30 years old?
Brandon Weeden, remember that one?
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Even though
pick or second round, whatever it was.
What's the dude from Washington? He's been there forever too. Yeah, Penix.
And he had ACL injuries too.
Yeah, so it's just like they look real great. Those dudes should look great. You've seen every top 50 defense in the country.
To me, if you're a team like the Rams or the Saints, the Falcons, to an extent the Patriots, that feel like we have a good team other than our quarterback, and you're drafting late in the first, then it's worth it. If you know, like, this guy isn't going to be our 20-year quarterback. Right. But if you're drafting like in the top 3, like the Chicago Bears, like you're going after Caleb Williams or Drake May. Like, all those other guys would be nice, but they're not going to be 20-year fixtures.
Do you think a team like, since we were talking about New York teams earlier, do you think that a team like the Giants goes out and tries to get a quarterback this year? Or do you think that they give it Daniel Jones another rollout, and then instead of going quarterback, they go and get a fucking offensive line?
Well, I was just gonna say, like, I know everybody in the world loves to shit on Daniel Jones, and it's deserved sometimes, but the guy is still dealing with no offensive line and Isaiah Hodgins as his number one receiver. Like, at some point, we do have to say, like,
and Wan'Dale Robinson is out there limping on one.
Who's been limping for 2 years straight.
Yeah.
Like, there's a perfect example of like all the guys that Trevor Lawrence has in Jacksonville. I'm sure Daniel Jones goes to bed every night and prays to God, give me half of what Trevor Lawrence has.
Just give me Evan Ingram back.
Right.
Bro, I remember the Giants fans shitting on him. I'm like, y'all gonna regret this. He's too athletic.
What? Yeah. Where's Otto with my Evan Ingram jersey? I want that shit.
Yeah, I remember Otto when we first started the pod. He was shitting on him so bad.
Yeah.
Evan Ingram
because
can't do this
he was dropping balls. He was a rookie. They all do.
Yeah.
Not to mention he was dropping. Wasn't just dropping balls. He was dropping hospital balls. You watch some of his drop passes. Boy was getting thrown the ball over the middle with 7 people converging in on his head.
Nah, we see the comments.
We see the comments.
Yeah, you're good. I see it. But nah, I think like even with like a lot of the fans, even with an Evan Ingram situation, just be fucking patient. Especially if a guy has raw talent. Be patient. If you get rid of him and then you're gonna get mad when now you see him on the Jags, he's getting 12 targets a game on the Jags.
You know what the difference is too? He's a great offensive-minded coach.
Bro.
Like, could you imagine what Daboll would have done?
Daboll would probably die.
Because what's crazy is when they brought in
I was killing with Knox.
Yeah.
Right. When they brought in Waller, like, he's going to be great for Daboll's offense. You had a better version of Waller because Waller
literally had a younger, more healthier Darren Waller.
I was going to say Bellinger was all right, but Bellinger he ain't selling tickets. He ain't selling tickets.
Forget selling.
He all right.
You can't feature Bellinger in offense.
Yeah, he did all right, but he ain't.
No, that's a fact. I mean, that's a fact. Listen, I know a lot of Giants fans, and I've always been a fan of the Giants, like OBJ, and I love that team. Saquon, I love that team. Whatever. I think Daboll's a great coach. I think Daniel Jones needs an offensive line because if you go out and let's just say, like I've heard people say, well, they could have went out and got Carson Wentz. They could have went out and got da-da-da. It doesn't fucking matter. You have literally me on the offensive line.
So you go and get an all right. It's a never-ending cycle with this quarterback shit. I don't know. I don't understand why people don't see this yet. Like, you get a new quarterback, you don't get him no pieces. He's going to end up like the last quarterback. Then you're going to call for that quarterback's head. Why do we pay him money? And then it's going to be a never-ending cycle.
How many times have I said on this podcast, teams do rebuilds backwards? The last piece you need to add is your quarterback. What is the point of adding a quarterback with nothing around them? Like, and the crazy thing is, if you look at the Giants last year, when their offensive line wasn't god-awful, it was just awful, not god-awful, and Saquon stayed healthy for the whole year, and they still had no other offensive weapons.
Quarterbacks right now, too.
Like was Daniel Jones not good last year? Like, am I making that up in my
head? Daniel Jones was good last year.
Oh, right. Like, so this year, though, the offensive line took a huge step back.
Saquon
Barkley got hurt. And they didn't add any other weapons.
Daniel Jones played himself into a huge contract.
JT said he said
Packers.
Packers. You guys for Jordan Love.
Brother, the Titans and now the Packers. They're all 3-6, and they all.
I like Jordan Love. I think Jordan Love is playing like a rookie because he is a fucking rookie.
Kenny said I can't hear you from the playoff race.
No, but I see what you're saying.
You don't have 500 or higher.
I mean, again, it's an all-time great, but I'm just gonna. Aaron Rodgers was in that exact situation where he sat behind an all-time great for 3 years and stepped in and was that guy.
Yeah, but he had pieces though.
Jordan Love has shown flashes though.
Because Greg Jennings is not a great receiver. He just looked good because he had Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers. Donald Driver was
Driver was good.
Sure
Greg Jennings
Donald Driver's last year.
Donald Driver was good, bro. What?
He was one hit from a stroke.
If Aaron Rodgers played with Donald Driver, it was like the last year of his career.
Listen, we were Madden heads. We know how old he was. That Madden when Jordy Nelson was getting ready to come up.
Jordy Nelson was good.
Come on, man, but he wasn't. He
had James Jones.
He wasn't Jordy yet.
James Jones had 20 touchdowns that season.
But James Jones is the equivalent of what he has now.
No, not that season. James Jones did that. He did that later on when Jordy. It was Jordy and Greg Jennings, and then he was the third receiver.
Right, because James Jones is the equivalent of like what Romeo Doubs is now. Jordy Nelson was the equivalent of like a Jaden Reed or a Christian because they weren't those guys yet.
Yeah.
And Greg Jennings
was
good because he had Rodgers.
I know Christian Watson misses Aaron Rodgers so bad right now. I know he misses him because his production evaporated.
I like Musgraves too. I think Musgraves is a good tight end.
One of them got to be good.
I like Musgraves. The Packers defense isn't good either.
They drafted 3 tight ends in a round and a half.
But because yes, Jordan Love, he is a rookie because he hasn't played, but you've also been in the building for 3 years. Like
you better have learned something.
Like that's
you watch somebody get an MVP
twice.
2 times.
It was 2 times he saw it?
Yes, and they made it to the conference championship at least twice. I think it was 2.
Wait, he's been there that long?
Yeah, he got drafted in the first round before COVID or during the COVID year.
Aaron Rodgers got 2 MVPs since.
Yeah, he
COVID?
won back-to-back MVPs.
Back-to-back.
He won the MVP the COVID year, and then he won the MVP the year after.
Oh, I thought he only won it once. I didn't know that. Oh yeah,
he won it both.
Yeah. It's time's ticking.
I'm saying, like, I'm sorry, like, what is? I'm sorry, like, I'm not giving you a pass.
AJ Dillon doesn't need to be vulturing Aaron Jones.
AJ Dillon's a bodyguard.
Short yardage, some goal line, but as far as it goes, I need Aaron Jones on the field majority of the game. He can do way more than him.
I'm still not off of Christian Watson yet, though, because
last year, remember,
he missed half the year.
I like Watson.
This year he's still been banged. So I need to see.
I mean, Dylan, I was saying in our chat, I need to see more than a 9 route from him. That's
I think AJ Dillon's is a power back. I mean, that's what he's good for. And I think Watson's good. I think who's the other guy they got? Reed. Reed's good too.
Jaden Reed is better than Romeo Doubs.
Jaden Reed's better than Doubs, I think.
Yeah, listen. Jordan Love has enough to work with. To where the guys can make plays too. And I was going to say, Jaden Reed reminds me of Terry a little bit. Terry McLaurin.
Okay,
that's what he reminds me of.
Okay, I like that. Yeah.
So I feel like they got it. I feel like they drafted well. They got who they needed to do, or who they need for him to progress a little bit. But
yeah, I think if I'm their GM though, I'm scared because I would have thought like, okay, he's got the young pieces. He's been in the building. Like, our offense will be fine. We'll just have to address our defense in the future. But now you're looking at it like, oh, brother, our offense isn't fine either. Like, we need both.
Yeah, I mean, it's also. Go ahead.
No. Because I was gonna
say it's also kind of right. I mean, they look really good in the beginning of the year. He's kind of just hitting like a midseason slump right now.
They did. That's the lie.
He won games in the beginning of the year.
No, they beat the Chicago Bears, and then they lost to us. Like they didn't look good ever. Like that's people. It's revisionist history.
I think in the Saints with the fucking 16-point lead or whatever, they came back and everybody was like, "Oh shit!"
Right,
and then I think they did it the following week.
No, they lost a lot. No,
they came back. They came back to against the
Lions. They came back against somebody
against the Lions.
They lost by 2 touchdowns still.
Yeah, they still lost, but they came back. Yeah.
Well, how they lost by 2 touchdowns?
Well, I mean, but they made a valiant effort to come back.
And then everybody was like, "Oh shit, maybe the Packers," and then they just went on a downturn. But I do since you mentioned the Lions, we had a fucking great game, 41-38.
It was a fucking shootout.
Lions are 7-2 right now. Chargers are doing Charger things.
Bro, I said it before, and I'll say it. I said it before, Lawrence, and I'll say it again.
How much longer?
The Lions are the best team in the NFL. I said it before, and I'll say it again. The Lions are the best team in the NFL.
Oh, this guy's
give it to me. Give it to me. Fuck the 49ers. Fuck the Eagles. Fuck the Ravens.
Hold on. The Ravens beat the Sonic rings out of them.
It doesn't matter. That's Lamar destroys NFC teams.
So if that doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
So if that doesn't matter, then they're not better than the Chiefs then.
I think the Chiefs are the best team in the NFL, but the Lions are Patrick Mahomes away from being the best team in the NFL.
What was it, around the horn? You did like a 7-second view. You got to turn you gray.
Deductive points.
All right, you got 30 seconds. I used to fucking love that show, man.
Give me the Lions all day over the Eagles.
Lions over the Eagles?
Give me it all day.
Oh,
give me that shit.
Hold on.
Oh, okay. Oh. Why you say that? What aspect?
I think they have a better roster. I think they have a better defense.
Lawrence, we did the same thing because I feel like the knock against Jalen Hurts is that the Eagles have the best roster in the league around him. So I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying that's the first time I've heard someone say that.
I think they have a better roster altogether. I think the Eagles have better skill position players, but I don't think they have a better roster than the Lions. I think the Lions have a way better defense. I think the Lions have.
Rick said, "Where are the Rams?"
What? I'm not talking about the Rams right now.
Like, why do people we can't have an opinion on other teams? Like,
wait a second.
We understand that our teams aren't good. That doesn't mean
that's what I'm.
I hate when people do that. If I came on here and said the Falcons are the best team in the league, you could throw that.
You can say that to me. But listen, Rick. Hey, Rick, listen. I won a Super Bowl 3 years ago. All right.
If anything on this show, bro, I make an effort not even talk about my team. Kenny doesn't even. The only time Kenny brings up the Falcons is a shit talk the Saints. Yeah, like we rarely are playing favorites. You feel me?
No, it gets brought up if they're relevant to everything. Phil doesn't want us to remember who his team is.
Phil's high to low mid-tier draft pick.
Phil, how you feel about the Lions? What you feeling about the Lions, man?
Oh, he's stuck.
Oh, he's stuck. Oh, man.
We got to get this guy out of here.
Wait, convenient timing. Just as we start talking about our teams.
Yeah, just.
Wait, hold on. Don't do that. Don't do that. I got a little ammo. We 4 seed. We in the playoff picture right now. That's all I'm saying.
He said, Ellie, your teams can never be spoke on. He said. He said Lawrence can't ever be talked about his teams.
Hey, listen, insiders, somebody that he grew up with told me that he was a Steelers and a Giants fan. I don't know why you repping the Eagles.
Damn, that's crazy, Rick. Damn, Rick, fight back.
I remember when you first moved into Bloom and you say you was a Giants fan. Hey, listen.
That's recent.
Lord.
Hey, man, listen.
That's recent, Rick.
Yeah,
it is what it is.
On a national broadcast. He just shot you up on national TV. That's live on CCTV, Rick.
We'll do it live.
Fuck it, we'll do it live.
Nah, he from Philly, so he gonna they torture right now, so he gonna rock with it. I'll give him a pass. I'll give you a pass.
Rick can delete the pod after this.
Oh no, say it ain't so.
Oh man, and then how y'all feel about the Chargers, man? Are we gonna get anything from them besides injuries, shortcomings?
I think Brandon Staley still the head coach.
I think as long as Brandon Staley's the head coach there, that team's not.
Is that same training staff still there?
Yeah, that's not. They need what I said about the Bills earlier. They need to do with this team.
Yeah, the same thing there.
Yeah, they got to do
everybody.
They got to do a Knights of the Round Table meeting discussion.
You know what we got to. You know what they need. You know what they need to do, and it would just be great television. Be enemy.
Just get them.
Be enemy with Justin Herbert in the same division.
My God.
They get to see each other twice a year.
He's gonna make what's the name? He's gonna make Jalen Guyton look like the best,
like Tyreek Hill.
Like think about this: be enemy and Herbert versus Mahomes and Andy Reid for the next 10 years.
Oh man, Rick, I don't know if Herbert's overrated. I think Herbert.
No, because I think they only stay afloat because of Herbert.
Yeah, I was just gonna say I think the team wins games only because of Herbert.
That's what I say. He goes into like hero ball.
Like he really plays crazy football sometimes. Like he literally that game was toast against the Lions until Herbert snapped into.
And he has his opposite hand right now. It's
he's got all his fucking fingers broken on his other hand.
Yeah.
Remember last year he played with like when he was breathing, his ribs were puncturing his lungs.
Yeah, he literally
he's like,
breathe.
Who cares? Yeah. Like, I'll still play.
Yeah, Herbert's a dog. I think Herbert's a dog. I think
he got that Stafford in him.
He does. He does.
I just saw that video last week, man.
You got that feeling.
Which one?
You said it's broken.
It's broken. It's out. It's out. And then he literally sits down for 2 seconds. He goes, "All right, I'm going back in." And he fucking throws a pass with a broken shoulder. He's like, "Listen, throws a pass."
There was 2 people on the video that slapped his shoulder.
Yeah, they did. I was like, "Oh, that hurt me watching that shit."
I was like, damn, you can clearly see bro is hurt. Oh, man.
As soon as he got fucking crunched by that lineman, you could hear him. He goes, oh! He's like, it's almost like that one. The one video I watch all the time is that Jacksonville D lineman, when he gets juked, he goes, oh! What video is that?
That was Le'Veon.
Yeah, Le'Veon was running the ball. He's like, oh! That's one of my favorite
Speaking of that game,
ever.
too. How many more times does Amon-Ra St. Brown have to go nuts before we start talking about him as one of the best receivers in the league?
So we just talked about this,
bro.
We just talked about this in the group chat. He's top. I think he's top 10 right now.
Like, I mean, what more does he need to do?
Nah,
to get
he's top 10
those
right
conversations.
Now. He's top 10 right now.
Bro, listen. I'm not gonna lie.
Like, let's listen to his last four games.
He's a running back at wide receiver.
Bro, he's top 10 right now.
12 for 124, 13 for 102, 6 for 108, 8 for 156. What else what do we need to see?
Yeah.
But CD said he's the best receiver in the league right now.
Like Kenny, this is what I said. I said JJ, I said Chase, I said no order. JJ, Chase, Kupp, Devontae Adams, Diggs, Hill, AJ Brown, CD Lamb, Amon-Ra St. Brown, and Keenan Allen. I think that's the top 10 right now. I think that's it.
I'd have to sit down and look at teams to make sure I'm not missing anybody, but
the sun died.
That's it. The only person that I put in there originally that I took out was Mike Evans.
I'm not.
And I took him out. I took him out. Yeah, I took him out. And because
that ship has sailed.
The ship has sailed.
Yes.
I think the ship has sailed as well.
Still give him respect. 1,000. He's gonna have 1,000 every year.
He's gonna go nuts.
But the only other person, who else can you put up there right now? That's really it. I mean, you're not putting Waddle up there. You're not putting Devontae Smith up there. You're not putting fucking Puka up there in rookie year. You're not putting any of those other two on Cincinnati up there. There's nobody. You're not putting Drake London in there. You're not putting the only other person you could probably put Michael Pittman in there somewhere.
No.
Exactly. You're not putting McLaurin in there.
Even like Debo, I'm not putting.
You're not putting Debo in there. You're not putting Ayuk in there. You're not putting.
You know who else is putting up an impressive year, but I wouldn't even put it there. I just looked because I'm looking up the numbers. DJ Moore quietly with nobodies at quarterback has 800 receiving yards.
Yeah, DJ Moore, but you're not putting him top 10. Like there's guys you're not like I'm personally taking Pittman over DJ Moore. Like I personally am. And
what is you looking at the stats right now, Kenny?
Yeah.
What does Olave have right now?
He has 657.
Olave's a guy on the brink. Olave's a brink guy. Garrett Wilson is a brink guy.
Wilson had 20/20 vision.
What about DK?
DK, no. DK doesn't do anything for me, to be honest.
I'm not even being funny when I tell you DK might not crack my top 20.
No, he's definitely. And you're not. You might not be wrong.
I think you can make a valid case for. Like he probably is in the top 20.
He's not even number one on his team.
Right. Like, but you can make a valid case for why he's not top 20.
Bro, he's a walking muscle, and that's it.
Bro, but he can't. Like Lawrence, I don't know. Like if you ever watch games where he plays, but I don't know if he knows how to run a route. Like
I've been saying this since
he's just a vertical route runner.
There is a reason why he didn't go in the first round. Like nobody with that is that freak of a specimen of a man falls that deep in the draft.
And like you always watch like Jalen Ramsey locked him up every time they played because Ramsey's not stupid. He knows the motherfucker can run one route. Like that's it. Right. Maybe two. He'll give you a slant route too, and that's about it.
Back shoulder, that's it.
Yeah.
I think when they said that. Go ahead.
I think someone said, I forgot where I saw this. I heard this from. He always makes a difficult catch, but never like the easy one. Like
he doesn't. Yeah, because
catch. He can't. Remember when they said that?
I'm not high.
Remember after his first 6 games, he was better than Julio Jones. He was going to be better than Julio because his numbers are better. And they said the only comparison you had to was Megatron. I mean, like that's when I totally was okay. I'm off this guy.
Yeah, I haven't been on DK.
Will never be a Megatron ever again.
Yeah, there won't be.
That was the craziest shit, bro.
But just to run through, like you're not like who else, Kenny? You're not putting Calvin Ridley up there, not yet.
JSN is on the way.
Who's JSN?
On their team,
Jackson's. Oh yeah, Jackson.
He's eventually going to be their number one there.
Jackson. Well, also Bobo's fucking good too. Bobo's not bad. No, he's really not bad.
No, he's not.
He's really not bad either. But like, just trying to think of who else on these rosters. Like, you're not
Terry McLaurin.
I already said Terry McLaurin. You're not putting him top 10. You're not putting who else? Let me think. Anybody on the Patriots? Nobody on the.
He hasn't had the numbers like he used to.
Pickens and Deontay? No.
No, not Pickens and not Deontay either. They're not top 10.
Cooper?
Like
Amari
Cooper's not anymore.
I'm not sure Amari ever was. He was always on the cusp.
When he was on the Raiders.
To me, he was always like Mike Evans, where they're like in the conversation. But I
think his first couple years on the Raiders, when he popped the fuck off, he was top.
That
top
one
10.
year, we had the ACDC year when they were going nuts.
Yeah, he was crazy. Yeah, but I mean, like, I don't even know, man. Like, I think that's really it. Like, there's
no one else.
There's really nobody else. Like,
and then we got obviously
you got DeAndre Hopkins.
Yeah,
CD said he number one in the league, man.
CD's not number one in the league.
It's like he has the confidence. So,
well, they finally unlocked CD Lamb because they were trying to make him something that he wasn't.
Yeah, Yeah, I agree. It started last year towards the end of the year, and it carried over to this year. He's definitely fucking top. He's definitely a top guy, but he's not better than. He's not better than Chase. He's not better than Jefferson, and he's not better than Cooper Kupp, and he's
not better than Hill,
and he's not better than Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill's the best wide receiver in the league. Tyreek Hill's
where he is?
He's just can't even be guarded.
I don't know. Maybe I'm being disrespectful to this other guy, but I think he's in the Stephon Diggs range, and Steph Diggs is a stud, and CeeDee Lamb's a stud. I don't think you'd be mad with either one of them.
True.
All these dudes talented, man. All of them.
But when you say they're comparable to one another, everyone takes you're taking a shot at their guys, so you gotta make sure you preface it with
all of them. You're gonna take any. It don't matter if you take any of those.
If I say Chase is better than Hill, it doesn't mean that Hill stinks. It just means that I think Chase is better. But if I had to take Tyreek Hill on my team, I'm not gonna cry about it.
Yeah.
Right. You know what? And how much longer until? Since we're just talking skill positions, how much longer until the running back position just is nothing anymore in the NFL? Because who even has a good running back anymore? Josh Jacobs?
Depends, though. Because teams just don't traditionally use the
running game. They don't run the ball
To.
anymore.
No, they do. They just don't use it like you used to. You're not seeing a guy get 30 carries a game anymore. That's all it is. They'll get 12 carries and 4 catches, and then their backup will get 10 carries.
That's what I mean. You don't have a main guy anymore. You don't really have that shit.
To me, it's smart.
It's about load management.
Because an example like Derrick Henry, you can see that's taken years off of his life as a person and a player. You're not built to keep running into a car crash 40 times a game.
Facts.
It's just not supposed to be a thing.
Facts.
Yeah, it's true.
But it's a smart thing to do in this game of football.
100%, especially at that position.
It comes from game planning to scheming, so you don't have to get off track. When the guy that you've been game planning all week goes down with an injury, you can have another guy go in and be all right, we can still run this.
Pearson Singleton.
Yes, and just want to point out, this is just because we're talking about running backs quickly. People stop letting fantasy football tell you if players are good or not, because I'm just gonna Bijan Robinson. We just keep hearing, he's 8th in the league in rushing. Yeah. That's okay. Just want to point that out there to people, because fantasy football is not the end all be all.
Yeah, it shows when people do that. It shows me how small your brain is, and you're not using Google.
Well, but also, else? A lot of people look at Madden too.
Yes.
Oh, Madden.
He's
not very good at Madden.
He's 89. He
can't be very good IRL.
Bruh.
We got pick'ems.
Numbers don't lie, man. Yeah, let's get the pick'ems, man.
Pick'ems, yes. Wow. Thursday night game. We got a good one this week, finally, fellas.
Finally.
Cincinnati and Baltimore.
Are the standings updated by any chance or no?
You already know, man.
No, the standings aren't updated. They probably will never be updated. To be
I'm
honest,
keep picking them.
I'm going Baltimore.
Woo. Yeah. I need a big game from Brody. Yeah. I need 4 total touchdowns. Let's go.
I need a big game from him as well, so I'm gonna go Lamar. I'm gonna go Baltimore.
This is gonna be jumping. It's gonna be jumping in the bank.
Baltimore as well.
It's gonna be jumping, man.
Kenny, who you going with?
That's tragic because I'm going with Burrow and the boys, baby.
Joe Burrow.
I need a big game out of Joe Burrow. So.
See, Higgins, man, get healthy, man. I need you, man.
Need you for the playoff run, exactly.
Yeah, get healthy.
Next game, Sunday night game. Why this game wasn't flexed, I still don't understand. Minnesota and Denver. It is what it is, but it's boring.
Give me Minnesota all day. Give me Minnesota and their new quarterback one.
Felipe.
Minnesota. Give me the Vikings.
I'm taking the Vikings.
Oh, clean sweep.
Damn, I'm lone wolfing it again?
Yep.
Give me Denver.
Hey, Russ is cooking last 3 weeks.
Yep, I got Russ in fantasy too, baby. We're going to save that last game. Let me do another one first.
Actually,
I guess. I guess we'll pick this one. Steelers and Browns. It was way more intriguing before we found out that Deshaun Watson is not playing again. But
forever. Rest of the year.
Give me the Steelers. Somehow Mike Tomlin has this team winning games and they're fucking terrible. I don't know.
I'm gonna go with the Browns. Fuck it.
Where's the game, Kenny?
It's in Cincy. Or Cincy, Cleveland.
I'm switching my pick. Give me the Browns. I got Myles Garrett one helmet smash.
Bill?
He hasn't broken in Kenny Pickett yet.
No, he hasn't broken him in yet.
Yo, that was
give me Pittsburgh. I'll take Steelers.
Yeah, I'm taking Pittsburgh too. The fact that you guys are disrespecting Mike Tomlin and that defense so much to say that Dorian Thompson-Robinson on a short notice is going to beat them is crazy.
Oh wait, PJ Walker's not getting the start. It's him.
No, yeah, it's DTR.
Give me DTR and give me that, and give me DTR and give me the number 1 ranked defense in the league in the Cleveland Browns.
I don't care.
TJ Watt, dude. Have a day.
Myles Garrett, do your thing this week.
Both of them.
Okay, before we get to the last game, another frisky team on the rise here with new head coach Antonio Pierce. The Las Vegas Raiders travel to Miami.
Give me Miami. Give me Miami by 30, actually. Write down Neil 30.
Neil 30.
I got it. Miami by 30.
Thank you.
If they went by 29. Yeah, I'm going to go Miami as well. 2-1 a new haircut.
Lawrence is really thinking about it over here.
It's like,
you know what I'm saying? Hey, listen, I got fantasy players on the Raiders, you know.
Fantasy applications.
Aiden O'Connell, Josh Jacobs, let's go. We're going to Miami. You're going to fucking win.
No, but they say that
in Las Vegas, man.
They say that Miami.
I like how they're playing.
And they say that Miami doesn't like playing against teams that like want to get into a fist fight. So, no, they say if they want to dance, like Miami will out-dance the hell out of you. Like you don't want to break dance against them. But if you get into a street brawl, oh, it's over. I'm just telling you what the streets is telling me.
Man. They playing good football right now under Pierce.
And the last game,
they playing inspired.
The one that everybody had circled on their calendar, since they told us it was because of the turf. Since they told us it wasn't right. There was no flag. Only we had to play on bad turf, not the other team.
Oh, Rick, you still here?
Robbed. Juju should have fumbled the season away.
Rick, who you got?
Jalen Hurts and the Eagles versus Patty Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs.
Oh,
marquee matchup. Oh,
where's the game being played?
335 at Arrowhead.
Oh, shit, man. I don't know. You got. I think I gotta go ahead and go with them boys on in Missouri. Give me Kansas City. Kansas City.
Who going there?
I got Patrick Mahomes. This is like, what are we talking about? This is an ego game. I know all that shit they were talking.
Oh yeah, now Patty's gonna come out and give him a spanking. Turf what? You don't need no turf, baby.
I got the Chiefs, man.
I'll play you barefoot.
Yeah, I don't need turf. I don't need shoes.
Oh Lord.
There's mad excuses that came out after that shit.
But give me Philly. I think they get upset. I think it'll be a close game. They win. Small margin.
Philly's favored.
Kansas City's favored, but Eagles are 8-1. Kansas City 7-2. I'm going with Kansas City. You know what my X factor is?
Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift will be in attendance, which means that Travis Kelce is going for 100 receiving yards.
Yep.
Book it. Shit. I'm telling you right now.
15 catches, 150, 3 touchdowns.
Same game parlay, his catches, his yards, and Mahomes' yards. I'm telling you.
Damn it.
And they said it's the first time his parents and her parents are meeting. They're going to be in the same suite. It's over. It might be over at halftime.
It's over at the coin flip.
So wait, what's the over and under on times we see her on camera?
Oh, it's gonna be
8.5.
Unless I'm missing something, like I don't know this. I don't think it's been nearly as bad as people want to make it sound like. They're not like cutting. They're not cutting from the game to show her. It's just like instead of me looking at Andy Reid and his big ass mustache on the sideline, they're showing me how she got excited after the last.
Ain't nobody trying to see that bitch.
Like I just don't think it's like that
I'm
big a deal.
I'm just going to tell you what everybody's thinking.
But my thing is just like
nobody cares about her. We want to see ball.
But if they weren't showing her, they would just be showing some other random person. It's not like they're not showing the play on the field.
Man, she got it.
All football 24/7. We don't need it.
She got an earpiece in, and they cut to her, and she always doing that dumbass smile with that stupid ass red lipstick, son. I'm tired of it.
Take note of all the other games. How many times between play they show just random fan shots? Just instead of a random fan.
I'd rather see a fucking random fan.
I'm just listening. I'm telling you what every
they're industry
Charger fan.
You saw the Charger one? She's a fan. She's an industry plant.
She had both.
Show me the Chargers fan. Show me the Chargers fan.
She's an industry plant.
Yo, she had a Buffalo Wild Wings. The ads was crazy. She had the hat on. Like, bro, why do you have a Buffalo Wild Wings hat?
They cut to her on the sideline. She's like, oh.
Industry plant.
Oh, rats.
Then she put up the new Google Pixel in the screen and shit.
She had a Bud Light in one hand, a Google Pixel in the other hand.
To be honest, this shit is smart though.
And those are all NFL sponsors. Ads. Come on now.
Yeah.
At least they don't lie to us about Taylor Swift.
Talk about it.
Oh man, I never really got the hype with her, but it's like obviously people love her.
She makes good music. She makes good music.
But I'm just saying what every man, majority of men are thinking.
Yeah, no, we do. I agree with
everybody. It's like, it was like cool the first time.
Now it's like, but
I really feel like if they were like not showing me something that happened on the field for it, I'd be upset. But like I haven't. It's not like we're missing parts of the game. Like I don't care.
They want to see her and Brittany Mahomes react as well with the handshake and shit. Just cause.
Okay, but again, what am I like? What are we hurting by seeing that?
I don't want to see Brittany Mahomes.
No, Kenny, I'm with you. No,
I just I don't like this because if they're not showing me them two, they're just going to show me someone else in the stands. So
Kenny, I'm with you. It's a little bit blown out of proportion.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying.
And then you got the offender, the offender with the
like when we start getting to like split screen and they're showing me her and the game in real time, then then we got a problem.
Oh, Travis makes a catch and then her reaction right there.
Right. Like that. That's what got
Jackson. Then you had Jackson.
Jackson's like.
Nah, Jackson's tight because he's like, he used to be me and Brittany. Now it's her and Brittany.
She stole my screen time.
He's gonna try to push her out the press box next week.
I wish I sent this video to the chat. It was like somebody did an animation about the Taylor Swift shit.
And he pushed her out the press box.
No, it wasn't. It was basically like the Taylor Swift cult. Like everybody in attendance was Taylor Swift fans, and Travis Kelce was on the field talking to Pat, and he was like, I'm thinking I'm gonna break up with Taylor, and then he said, and then Patrick Mahomes in the animation said, "You're gonna break up with Taylor," and then everybody heard it. They fucking grabbed. They hit him in the kneecap, tore his leg off, and then he got brought up to her, and then like she devoured him and ate him.
Yeah,
it was like a crazy animation, bro.
If they don't get married, her breakup album is about to be so fire because this relationship was so public.
Absolutely.
Oh, man, the thing is like, guys,
Tomahawk will be in there.
We just want something that's ours, you know. Like now we got to hear this the fucking cult shit. Like the Beehive and the Nicki, like leave all that. Their fan bases are crazy as hell.
I guess my question is like, where are you guys hearing this though? Because like my timeline still ain't got nothing to do with Swifties.
Well, I'm saying when it first happened, it was like people on the comments, like guys were like, "Yo, get her out of here," and then there will be 1,000 replies. Don't talk about Taylor like that.
I haven't seen those. Wow.
That's when it first happened. Now it's like not as much now because it's just like
it sounds to me like they got to fix their algorithm.
Bro, I said at the beginning.
Kenny, it is their feed. It's their feed. Their timeline.
I haven't watched. The last time I watched the Chiefs game was the Bears one, the first half when they put up 40. But other than that, I haven't watched Chiefs game. So
yeah.
Hey, I know we didn't speak about it, but we got the Rams. We got Rams Seahawks this weekend too. We can fucking show how fraudulent the Seahawks are again.
Yeah, they do stink.
They stink.
And what if they don't?
Carson Wentz is going to beat them.
Okay.
What's the prediction here? What we get?
You don't know Geno? Come on, man. Put some respect on Geno's name, man.
That defense has been decent, though.
He going for 325, 3 TDs.
Please beat Geno Smith, please.
Kenny can't stand Geno.
I know.
Arch rival
I can't
Geno
stand him
Smith.
either because of that. I just can't stand that shit.
I'm still just so aggravated with. So what exactly did he come back from?
Irrelevancy.
Getting
That's
knocked
what I'm
out.
saying.
I don't get it.
Coming back from getting knocked out. That's what.
That was 9 years ago. I don't understand that.
Was on the Jets, right? Was on the Jets?
Yeah. So I don't get. Wait, the best part though, he was on the Jets. He got punched by that guy, so he got cut the next day. And the day after that, Rex Ryan signed him in Buffalo because he hated Geno Smith so much.
Trap. I think Neil said the Lions as the best team in the NFL. Probably, Chiefs.
No, the Chiefs are the best.
The Chiefs.
We caught him.
And then,
you don't know. He all over the place. He confused. He said the Chiefs, the Lions, the Ravens.
It's Jared Goff. You can never go wrong with Jared
Stafford. Goff. Yeah, Stafford is trending to play.
Really? Who should?
Yeah. Thank God. We appreciate you. We've seen you play through worse.
We have literally seen it with our own eyes.
Oh man. Any last words, fellas, before we get up out of here? Great show tonight.
I got nothing. Last words, nothing.
What about you, Phil? You got anything?
As your number 7 seed in fantasy and your number 10 seed in fantasy, hey, I'm excited to see how the rest of the year goes. What, there's like 3 or 4 more weeks in playoffs. I'm excited to see how the rest of the fantasy year goes out. And
but you're the 7th seed or the 10th seed?
Which seed are you?
Well, I'm the 7th seed officially. On
so
the
that's all that
wise,
matters. That's all that matters.
Oh, yeah. You're absolutely right, kid. My fault.
Don't go by your sleeper.
I'm in the playoff picture.
Go by what the committee said, man. That's what we going by.
Well, it looks like no forfeit this year, so people being soft. So it is what it is.
Giants do suck, but their offensive line's terrible. We saw what their team could be last year, and they just have no.
And they have cashiers at wide receiver.
And that's true too. Milkmen. Kenny, what you got? Any
They got plumbers.
Sean Tucker?
Sean Tucker?
Yeah, unfortunately, Sean Tucker had that condition with his heart, so he couldn't get drafted. So he wound up in Tampa Bay, where it just wasn't a good situation for him. So, we're still hoping for the best for the guy. But other than that, did anybody watch any college football this weekend? Because I have a crazy stat for you guys if you didn't.
Let me hear it. I don't watch football at all.
Kenny, I don't want to do this.
What?
I don't want to talk about college football, man.
Oh, I'm sorry. I just got to talk about what happened at Yankee Stadium with Syracuse football. Because
give us the stat, Kenny.
So let me pull it up. I want to make sure I'm 100% correct here. So Syracuse, 2 weeks ago, their starting quarterback separated his shoulder. Then last week they had to play with their backup quarterback, or the week before. So then coming into this game, they both were hurt. So Syracuse rolled out their starting quarterback, but he couldn't throw the ball. He only attempted 2 passes the whole game. They put a tight end in at quarterback and ran wildcat, and the tight end ran 17 times for 154 yards and 1 touchdown. The running back carried the ball 28 times for 102 yards and no touchdowns. And the starting quarterback, who could not throw the ball, ran the ball 14 times for 96 yards and a touchdown. They put up 382 rushing yards.
Jesus.
And Pittsburgh only had 60 rushing yards.
Did they win?
They won the game 28-13, and they only threw the ball 8 times.
Holy shit.
And their starting quarterback only threw the ball twice. They had 17 passing yards. The tight end had 12, the quarterback had 5, and the running back went 0 for 1 on his wildcat.
That's crazy.
That's what the 49ers were hoping to do last year against the Eagles. But
bro, we should and now if we could bet player props in college, I so would have bet the over on those.
Wrong state, buddy. Tragic.
It's unreal.
Yep. So I just thought that everyone would get a kick out of that because I've never seen
that. Is crazy.
Those are pretty crazy. That's a pretty crazy stat. That's crazy.
60. They ran the ball 66 times.
Taysom Hill tight.
66 times the Division I football team.
Downhill right now. You can't. That's that. I'm looking right at you, and you know what we about to do.
That's the old Wisconsin. That's the old Wisconsin football. Who was their running back? Ball was that last name was
Monty
Ball.
Monty Ball.
Yeah, that's what they used to do.
Monty Ball.
The game was at Yankee Stadium because it was the 100-year anniversary of when Syracuse and Pittsburgh first played there. So they asked the coach after the game, like, you obviously ran this way because your quarterbacks were hurt, right? And he's going to sit up there and try to lie and say, no, we just wanted to bring it back to 1923 and play like they did back in those days.
Bullshit. At all.
Okay.
Bullshit.
That's all I had for you guys today.
All right, fellas.
That's crazy.
Last words for me, man. Happy birthday to my mom.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Hey.
Had a nice little dinner. You feel me? And I'm ready for this. Ready for week 11, man. And I do want to take this time to let everybody know in the fantasy league that I do not give a fuck.
Oh, shit. Talk about it.
I will not apologize. You feel me? He laughed. Yeah. But we
said Injectocito?
But we up out of here, man. We appreciate y'all. I'm about to go watch the Lakers and the Kings.
Hey, also playoff time. We coming. We almost there. Fantasy football playoffs. Let's get it. I'm excited. Hopefully I make it.
Phil said I got that 7 seed on lock right now.
13 point.
He said through trials and tribulations. It's crazy how Nick and them changed the rules. It was crazy. I knew it was gonna happen too.
But when it was me, I was ready for it.
At the end of the day, all I knew was I'm not coming in last. I'm just not gonna do it.
Hey, I was
no matter what had to be done. Lawrence was not eating the chip. It is what it is.
Kenny and Lawrence can both say I was ready, more than committed to eat the chip already with my team. But hey,
all right,
miracles happen.
We up out of here. Everybody get into. I'm about to be going to Discord and watch the game and shit. Catch y'all. Peace out.